This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete Haynes online manual at haynes.com.
Pull the bonnet release lever located in the passenger's footwell. Lift the bonnet slightly, depress the safety catch, fully raise the bonnet and support it with the prop. Release the clips, then remove the battery main cover and the side cover. Slacken the retaining nut, then with a twisting motion, pull the negative lead clamp from the battery negative terminal. Position the clamp to one side to prevent accidental reconnection. Unclip the transmission breather hose from the side of the air cleaner housing. Disconnect the hose, then slacken the clamp securing the air outlet hose to the throttle body. Pull the housing upwards to release the rubber mountings, then disconnect the air inlet duct. Using the tool provided in the vehicle toolkit, undo the fastener and remove the wheel centre cap where fitted. Then, using the locking wheel bolt adapter where necessary, slacken each of the wheel bolts half a turn. Position the workshop jack under the lower arm front mounting point with a piece of wood on the jack head. Then raise the vehicle until the tyre is clear of the ground. Place an axle stand under the sill flange at the jacking point, indicated by an arrow pressed into the sill. Remove the jack. If required, repeat this procedure on the other side of the vehicle. Fully unscrew the bolts and remove the wheel. The front section of the wheel arch liner is secured by several fasteners. Undo the two screws at the lower front edge, then prise out the remaining clips and remove the front section of the wheel arch liner. Prise off the plastic cover from the tensioner. Using a T50 Torx bit, undo the central bolt and remove the tensioner. A new one must be fitted. Remove the old belt from around the pulleys. Removal. Unclip the air intake ducting from the front panel. Undo the bolt and remove the oil filler extension. Plug the opening to prevent contamination. Disconnect the vacuum and breather hoses from the rear of the inlet manifold. Note their fitted positions, then disconnect the various wiring plugs from the manifold. Remove the engine oil level dipstick, then cover the hole to prevent contamination. Pull the HT caps from the spark plugs and unclip them from the manifold. It's essential the HT caps are refitted to their original locations. Depress the release button and disconnect the fuel pipe at the right-hand side of the manifold. Be prepared for fuel spillage. Cover the openings to prevent contamination. Undo the lower retaining bolts, then the upper retaining bolts, and remove the manifold. Plug the inlet ports in the cylinder head to prevent contamination. Disconnect the wiring plug, then undo the nut and disconnect the battery positive lead from the alternator. Unscrew and remove the alternator upper and lower mounting bolts. Release the alternator from the mounting bracket and manoeuvre it from place. To provide additional clearance, use a suitable socket and an 8mm bolt to draw the mounting sleeves into the alternator bracket. Manoeuvre the alternator into place, then slide it into position in the mounting bracket. Insert the upper and lower mounting bolts and tighten them to the specified torque. Reconnect the wiring plug, refit the battery positive lead over the terminal, and tighten the retaining nut securely. Refitting. Remove any traces of gasket, sealant or dirt from the cylinder head mating surfaces. Prise out the old seals, clean the grooves, then press new seals into place on the manifold. Remove the plugs from the inlet ports and ensure the mating surfaces are still clean. Carefully manoeuvre the inlet manifold into position. Insert the upper and lower bolts into their locations in the manifold. The lower centre bolts are difficult to insert. Use a magnetic tool to hold the bolts, then insert them. Tighten the lower and upper retaining bolts to the specified torque. Remove the caps and reconnect the fuel pipe. Firmly press the HT caps into their original locations on the top of the spark plug. Then clip the HT leads into place on the inlet manifold. Remove the cap and refit the engine oil level dipstick. Reconnect the various wiring plugs to their original locations on the manifold. Refit the breather hose, then reconnect the vacuum hoses to the manifold. Refit the oil filler extension and tighten the retaining bolt securely. Clip the air intake duct back into place on the front panel. The air cleaner housing is secured by 4 rubber mountings. Manoeuvre the housing into position, connect the air outlet hose to the throttle body and the air intake duct to the front of the housing. Press the housing firmly down to engage the mountings. Tighten the air outlet hose clamp and reconnect the hose. Clip the transmission breather hose to the side of the air cleaner housing. The tensioner mounting piece locates in the mounting bracket. Position the mounting piece, then fit the new tensioner and lightly tighten the central bolt. Locate the belt around the pulleys, ensuring the belt ribs locate correctly in the pulley grooves. Using a spanner on the hexagonal section, rotate the tensioner anti-clockwise, tension the belt, then tighten the T50 Torx bolt securely. Press the cover back into the centre of the tensioner. Manoeuvre the wheel arch liner back into position and secure it with the various fasteners. Locate the wheel on the hub, then insert and lightly tighten the retaining bolts. Raise the vehicle and remove the axle stands. Lower the vehicle to the ground and tighten the bolts to the specified torque. Refit the centre cap and tighten the fastener. Reconnection. Press the negative lead clamp down over the battery negative terminal, then tighten the retaining nut securely. Refit the battery covers, ensuring the clips engage correctly. Remove the prop from the bonnet, then clip the prop into the storage bracket and close the bonnet. Wheel arch liner is secured by several fasteners. Undo the 2 screws at the lower front edge, then prise out the remaining clips and remove the front section of the wheel arch liner. Prise off the plastic cover from the tensioner. Using a T50 Torx bit,